Hey everyone, thanks for joining the team call. I just want to tell you how very excited I am today. We've got guest speaker Jennifer Fuji. I call her Fuji. And I'm going to just give you kind of a glimpse into her. So she's a gold medalist. She owns her own gym. She has 4 lifetime diamonds. She's been coaching since July of 2014. Not only does she run her own business center, but she runs her husband's business center as well. So she's got multiple diamonds across both business centers. She's never, let me say this again, never in all of her time coaching ever missed Success Club. And this year, she has put a goal out there to hit Success Club both in her first CBC, her own business center, as well as her husband's. So without further ado, team, I just want to welcome Jennifer Fuji. She's going to be talking along our series this month, Ziplining in Your Business. Take it away, Fuji.
Oh, thanks, CJ. What a great intro. I see so many faces. Hi, Billy. Hi, Jen. Hi, everyone that I know. It's so great to see you guys. Thanks so much for having me. CJ, I've known CJ now, I think, almost the whole time I've been coaching, and I have the utmost respect for her. I think she's one of the most passionate leaders I've met. She's organized, and the woman can set a goal like no other. I tell you what, she'll get behind your bus and push it with her own 2 arms if she can, and even if her arms don't work, she'll back that booty right up into your bus and push it as far as she can. So thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited. So CJ told me about the theme of ziplining your business, and I just got done in December with Christine Dwyer's business boot camp, and she asked me to touch on that a little bit. And so part of tonight's call is drawn from what I learned in that boot camp. I like to start every call with a quote, and I'm going to do that tonight. So tonight's quote is, "Grow through what you go through." Grow through what you go through. I'm going to go through 8 points tonight, and kind of along the lines of ziplining your business, and I'm going to give you guys some pointers and things like that throughout the 8 points. So the first point, how do you jump off the bridge? How do you grow through what you go through? How do you zipline your business? Number 1, it starts with you. It starts with you. All of us start on the same page. We all start from the same square one. You guys are no different than CJ, from Melissa McAllister, from Christine Dwyer, from Lori Stewart. We all start on the same page. There's not one national wake-up call I've listened to or one live coach at Platinum Presenters or Summit that doesn't have a story of personal growth. I guarantee that every single coach on this call, if not directly from CJ, from another person at one time in the beginning said, "Oh my God, you would make an amazing coach. You would make an amazing Beachbody coach. You're doing everything that we do. You come aboard my team. We could use you," right? And you started coaching. And you start coaching, and then you see the possibility of what's happened, which is amazing. And you start to speak another language. And you start to speak the language of rank, emerald, cycle bonus, diamond, elite, 10-star, the leadership ladder. You start to speak that second language, which is really important because we need it to grow our business. But what happens so often is that while learning to speak the second language of business growth, we forget what our original language started as. And that language is the personal story, the language of, I want to help people. I want to pay it forward. If one person can see me and be inspired, I've done my job. Or the language of, on my journey, on my journey, I learned. On my journey, I fell. On my journey, I got up. Whatever that is, on my journey. Gary Zukav wrote a book on the 4 languages of love. You know, we all have different languages. And how I receive love is verbal. And let's say CJ's a hugger, and she could hug me all day long. But she never tells me she loves me, so I don't know, right? She's like, dude, I love you. What do you mean? The secret to the language is that we maintain our authenticity of our original language to non-Beachbody people while learning to speak the second language of business growth. And during that growth, while we're learning a second language, not to get tunnel vision on the destination. You know, the black and white of rank and cycle bonus and all of that, that cannot be the single lens as to which we look at our business through. Because it's not why we started. No one on this call and no one listening, I guarantee nobody started because they heard they could be a 10-star elite diamond. They don't even know what that means, right? You're like, what? You started because of the language of my personal story. And so what happens when we lose the wide lens camera of both languages, we get so dialed in on the destination, is we lose the joy. The reason we start and where our original language is the foundation, the heart of that language is joy. You were joyful. You were in a challenge group, or you did a free clean eating group, or someone got behind you and backed their butt up into your bus and said, girl, I'm going to push you forward. You had joy, and you were so motivated by that joy, you wanted to be a part of something bigger than you. As an athlete, my coach used to say to me, I'm going to swear, he used to say, find the joy, bitch. Find the joy. I would get up on stage. I started competing in 1999, and I didn't medal until 2006 with a bronze medal. And it was because I got so caught up in winning and gold medals and world ranking, I forgot why I was on stage. And I left myself at the stairs, and I walked up on stage trying to win a gold medal. But the thing is, I left myself behind. And so the minute I brought my joy with me, I won my medal, and then I won my golds, and so is that. You know, when we keep the joy allows us to put our why on as a skin, a second skin every day. And, you know, I think that everyone's heard it on this call. What's your why? The big why. Don't forget your why. And the why is kind of overused because it's like, well, I've heard whys like, I want to retire my husband. I want to send my kid to college. I want to buy a second home. And all of those are amazing goals. But at 4:30 in the morning, when your alarm is set and you're trying to get out of bed to do your invitation or your sharing, at 4:30 in the morning, I guarantee you that you're not thinking, well, I want to retire my husband. You're like, I want an extra hour of sleep. My husband can work another week. He'll be fine. I'm going back to bed. Snooze, right? Because we're not connected. We lost the joy and we're tired, right? So how do we keep the joy? That brings me to number 2. We need a roadmap. I know CJ is a systems-oriented woman. She's a list woman. She likes a system. And I'm sure that you guys have something similar at your tips. In my team, Team Inspired Fitness, we have a map of the year. This year's goal is to be a 10-star elite team. We've dialed that goal down to every month. What do we need to do? Every week and every day. If you look on our map as a coach, you can go to Monday, February 15th, and it will say, start inviting to the business opportunity. Every single day gives you a map. You know, when we travel to a foreign country or we travel to a place we've never gone, we get directions, right? Whether you're old school like me and you need to print it out from the computer, or you like MapQuest, I call her Felicia, and Felicia tells you where to go in 2.2 miles. Please take a left, right? Someone's telling you where to go the entire time. We don't stop using that map until we've traveled that road or we've been to that destination 1,000 times. We don't not use a map until where we're going becomes second nature. You go to work, you don't use a map, right? You go there every day, you don't need a map. But somehow we become Beachbody coaches and we get the 3 vital behaviors in our Getting Started Right call or a new coach training. And we're like, oh, I got my map. Number one, the 3 vital behaviors. Here's my map. Be proof of the product, invite, and personal development. Okay, ding, 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 I'm ready to go. I don't need a map. We just decided we don't need a map. We got it. 3 vital behaviors done. I'm ready to go. I'm excited and motivated. They told me I'd be a great coach. I don't need a map. I'm going to do this. You need a map. You need a map. This is not some special occasion where you don't need a map. I mean, what does it mean to go to the land of inviting? What does it mean to go to the country of personal development? Have you ever been there? And if you've been there, right? Have you been there every day? Have you been to the land of inviting every day? Have you been to the land of personal development every day? And have you been to the land of being proof of the product every day? Are those 3 things so ingrained in you right now that you put it on in the morning like you put on your face lotion? I don't know many of you, but I'm willing to bet that for most of you, they are not. And if they are not, you need a map. You need a map until you're laying home sick in bed and you think, oh, I didn't do a lick of work today. And then you realize you actually sat in your bed and you got on Instagram and you invited through Facebook and you messaged 15 people just because that's what you do. And you don't even think about it. And you sit back and you check off what I actually did today. And what you actually did was the 3 vital behaviors. You did it because it's like the skin you wear. That is your roadmap. I could give you like, what does the 3 vital behavior, I mean, within inviting is a whole separate call. We did a ton of that in boot camp, but that's a whole nother call. I mean, you know, inviting is Instagram and Facebook and emails and contact lists and master lists, and there's a 5-step conversation process. I mean, that in itself, you know, is a call. So I just ask you to ask yourself, within those 3 vital behaviors, do you have a roadmap to your inviting and your personal development? A step-by-step, point A to point B, which brings me to number 3. It's a twofold. You have to be willing to suck and time management. And I put these 2 together because within time management, so many of us suck. Like, we just suck. Like, we're Beachbody coaches and we like want to tell everybody, and so many times Beachbody coaches are like, oh my God, I hate inviting. It's so hard for me. I'm not a salesperson. I'm supposed to invite, but I didn't do it. I vacuumed my floor instead. I cleaned the toilet bowl instead of inviting. Whatever that thing is that you hate to do is the thing you must do. Because we only hate it because we think we're not good at it. And we're not good at it because we never do it. You know, I mean, I won 3 gold medals, and at the top of my career, I was the only athlete on stage to do a 1-arm, 1-leg tricep hinge push-up in the world. Well, I didn't come out of the womb doing that. It took years of practice, right? None of us learned, hey, have you heard about the 21-day fix? Let me tell you about this daily dose of dense nutrition and all the phytonutrients and amino acids and blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's a whole nother language, right? So you got to be willing to suck. And you have to take a look at your time management, starting with, do you have a power hour? And if you don't have a power hour, do you have a power 20 minutes? Do you have a power anything? And if you don't, you absolutely need one that fits you. It needs to fit you. You know, maybe it's not an hour every day. Maybe it's an hour every other day. Whatever it is in your world, it needs to be realistic to your current situation, because your life isn't changing anytime soon. So if you're a person who gets up at 4 a.m. and you're gone all day and you can only work 2 days a week or on the weekends, then we got to figure it out, right? How do you spend the time that you're using right now? How do you spend it? You know, a lot of Beachbody coaches, we're all really busy, right? None of us are not busy. So a lot of coaches are like, well, okay, I got on Facebook today and I went to my team page and then I saw CJ's really cool ad, and then that took me to this really cute squirrel ad. And did you see that squirrel ad today? It is so cute, and oh my God. And then I got over to Platinum Presenters, and did you know that they have a new training portal and there's this new system for Coach Basics? And then, oh my God, did you see the new leadership letter? And then that shiny dog over there in the corner. I need that shiny dog. Okay. How you're spending your time. You're really busy, but are you being effective? Or are you seeing a bunch of shiny dogs? Are you actually inviting 5 to 10 people every day? And what does that mean to you? Where are you when you're inviting? Hitting Success Club, CJ mentioned it. I've never not hit Success Club. It is not one of the 3 vital behaviors, but it's definitely a benchmark of our business. And however busy you are, however you're spending your time, you either are or you are not hitting Success Club on a regular basis. It is a benchmark to whether what you're doing is working or not working. And it's not a judgment. It's not like, oh, well, if you're not hitting Success Club, you suck. You shouldn't be a coach. No, it just means why. I competed from 1999 to 2006 before I medaled. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it is not because I did not work hard. There is not one other athlete that I can say worked harder than me, but I wasn't medaling. And the reason was I wasn't working on what I sucked at. I wasn't willing to take a really hard look and say, okay, until finally I'm like, you know what? This is it. I can't work any harder and I'm tired of not reaching my goal. So one of 2 things has to happen. My daily activities need to change, or I need to change my goal. And I wasn't willing to do that. So I changed my daily activities and I got down to it. What do I need to do? And part of looking at what you need to do in that time management sometimes is, is what you're doing, even you might love it, but is it helping you reach your business, or is it time sucking you? Like, I love teaching, right? Well, I can't teach as much as I want to. I was teaching a Monday night 5:30 class forever, and 1 hour, but it was sucking 4 hours out of my life. So can I step away from that 1 hour of teaching and give my family time? Can I spend more time on my business? Is it a more effective use of my time? And it was, and I had to give it up. I had to let it go. And if you're not willing to let some things go and grow into the skin that is a Beachbody coach, it will never become a part of you. You have a roadmap when you start this business. You're a mom or you're a dad, you work full time, or maybe you stay at home. You have your roadmap, your second skin. You wake up, you have breakfast, you get coffee, you go to the bathroom, you pick your kids up. Within that roadmap is not invite 5 people. You have to learn to make room for that. Within that room, something's gotta give. Whether it's watching TV or that stupid card game that doesn't make a difference, or those friends that you kind of outgrown, something's gotta give, right? Within that knowing that something's gotta give and knowing you have to do the daily things, that brings me to daily consistency, number 4. You've got to know that you're not going to be a coach forever in the capacity that you are right now, today, listening or on this call. I used to say, well, I am not going to be running around in a leotard when I'm 40. Like, I'm not. I'm going to medal, and then I'm going to retire and hang my leotard up. And I'm 40, and my leotard's now hang nice above my office, not running around a leotard. I was able to hit my goals because I was willing to say, I'm not going to do this forever, but if I don't do this now, I'm not going to get to where I want to go. If I don't do what I do now, I'm not going to hit 10-star elite. I'm not. And if I'm not willing to do those daily things, I've got to change my goal. Daily consistency. What is the next right move? What is the next right move? It is important to know that for you so that you don't get overwhelmed by what is the enormity of Beachbody coaching. So there's not paralysis by analysis, because there's so many amazing systems out there. But what's your next right move? What's Angela's next right move? And what's your next right move every day? Every day. You look back on yesterday. Did I set my posts? Did I invite? Did I follow up? I didn't do 1 and 2. They got to go to today. That's my next right move. What's my next right move? And your next right move needs to be the best first right move that you have. It doesn't need to be this major event, which brings me to number 5, sustainability. Whatever your moves are, whatever your roadmap is, it needs to be sustainable, because out of that will come growth in your business. You will grow or you won't. Within those daily behaviors and those 3 vital behaviors, those things will evolve with you as you evolve as a coach. You know, I'm not doing things now. My version of inviting now is not what it was a year and a half ago. But because I had to grow in order to be sustainable, I can sustain my business and not have to work it 40 hours a day, right? Sustainability, meaning I own a gym. If I build a really successful gym, because I'm the one teaching 40 hours of classes a week, well, that's not sustainable. I can't do that in 5 years. It's not sustainable. You have to build sustainable. So what I say to you is, when you find your actions, when your daily actions start to become annoying enough to you that you're inhibiting your own growth, meaning, for example, this is a big one. So many of us are scared of schedulers. You know, social media schedulers are almost a must when you want to grow your business. Otherwise, you are turning yourself into a social media marketer. And although that's a huge part of what we do, it is not what we are. We are Beachbody coaches, and social media is a vehicle where we get to where we want to go. So many of us, though, the scheduling aspect is overwhelming. When you find yourself so bombarded with posting, you will figure out how to schedule your posts. You will. So what I say to you is that you're going to grow in due time. When you are so sick of yourself, social media posting, and not being able to call your people, you're going to figure it out. You will. Sustainability. Within that sustainability, there's the actions, the daily actions, and then there's the mental sustainability. And it's this, and if you write nothing else down tonight, write this down. Do not hold yourself hostage to who you used to be or who you haven't become. Do not hold yourself hostage to who you used to be or who you haven't become. And then I'm going to talk about that in number 7. Number 6, we have to learn to tell our stories and be vulnerable. And I've listened to CJ's call before. I know she's big on this, and this in itself is a whole nother call. Being able to tell your story, I've heard her talk about the impact statement. It's huge. In the boot camp, we did a lot of jab, jab, hook, jab, 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 hook. If you look at my Instagram and a lot of other Instagrams, you'll see them tell a story. You'll see my story today. It's this funny quote about health and fitness. And yesterday I had my dog, and I got some of me working out, my story. And then later on, I ask you to come spend more time with me and join my challenge group. Jab, 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 hook. Come spend time with me. Jab, 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 story, story, story. Come join my free clean eating group. Because I made you laugh yesterday, right? But within that jabbing is storytelling. And how we learn to tell our stories, how we learn to be vulnerable. We have to be willing to put it out there. If I just say, I'm a 3-time gold medalist, well, guess what? Not many people in the world speak that language. I've just cut myself off from a whole bunch of people. But if I start my story with, when I started competing, I came in last, dead last in the United States of America on the stage in front of my peers and my colleagues. And it was at that moment I decided I was going to win. And it didn't happen the next year. It happened 7 years later. If I tell you I came in dead last, doesn't that make you want to, well, how did she get to where she got? If I tell you that, well, I have a downline of 225 people and I've only been a coach for 19 months. Well, that's not cool. Aren't you just like, well, I don't want to talk to you anymore, Fuji. Like, you just go away with your 225 people, right? But if I tell you I have social anxiety disorder, that I hate public speaking. It makes me so nervous. I have anxiety disorder, like people write books about, like I'm in a little black bubble and I can't breathe. Lots of people relate to that. If I tell you that, and then I tell you how I somehow managed to grow a team and I'm struggling as a coach, I'm relatable. I'm relatable. Becoming relatable is that people see themselves in you. You guys have a story, and that leads me to number 7, which is believe. Believe. I go back to me telling you that you cannot hold yourself hostage to who you used to be or who you have yet to become. That number 7 is believing. You have to believe that sustainability of your actions and the sustainability of what you're telling yourself is going to get you out of this step you're in and to the next level. You have to believe that you're going to do what you want to do. You can't go around saying, I suck. I suck. I've never. I don't. I can't. I don't know how. That is not a sustainable mentality that you can build off of. That is a sustainable mentality that you are just going to remain where you are. If you wish to grow, you have to sustain your mental thought process. So it has to be a belief that's in your everyday story. You all have a story that is relatable. There is someone out there that sees themselves in you. And that is what makes you relatable, and they want to coach with you. They want to join your team. It's through personal development that you will continue to foster your belief in yourself. It is through personal development every day, a little bit, that will take you through the weathering storm of what is being a Beachbody coach and an entrepreneur. It is personal development, people, that will get you out of the lows and not go too high when you're high. It is personal development that will carry you through and make you believe that it doesn't matter. You're having the worst week of your life. You're going to get out of it, and you're going to become a 5-star coach. It is personal development. Stop comparing yourself to other people. They are not you. CJ can't do Heather as good as Heather does Heather. And Jake can't do Billy as good as Billy does Billy. Only you can do you. You need to rock you. And I guarantee you that that person you're comparing yourself to and wasting your energy on is definitely not wasting their energy on you. It is a futile waste of energy. The last thing as I tie this up, what I'm going to leave you guys with is number 8, stay grounded. Continue to speak your basic language of, I want to help people. I started this because. Continue to speak your basic language. It's why we strive to be like Janelle Summers and Melanie Mitro, and why we think Amy Silverman, of all coaches, is so relatable, even though she's bebopping around in a bikini in a beach with a million tattoos and blue hair. She's relatable. Why? Because she tells her story. Her basic language is always there. When people see themselves in you, they will work for you, and their vision will become embedded in your vision, and it will become one, and you'll be able to link arms with the people around you. The 3 vital behaviors, you guys, that's what I learned in Christine Dwyer's boot camp. It's not magic. The biggest takeaway I got was this. It is not my job, it's not our job to decide who this opportunity is good for. We tell those stories, oh, he's a teacher, he doesn't have time. He's a leader of a Fortune 500 company, he doesn't have time. Oh, she's a mom, she doesn't want this. That's all. You guys think that all the time. Oh, no, she wouldn't listen to me. It's not your job to decide who this will and will not be good for. It's our job and our duty to share this opportunity with as many people as possible, to show them the window into what is possible through physical and financial freedom, through being a part of your team. And it's up to them to decide how this will fit into their life. Always remember your why. Wear your why like a skin. Daily consistency. And find your way of connecting to other people. It is your avenue and your path of growth. And that's my call.
I'm coming off mute. I seriously have like 3 pages of notes. So if you guys didn't take notes while you were listening to Fuji's call, I recommend you go back and listen to it again. She couldn't have nailed it more. Given, and I even have chills. She couldn't have nailed it more, you guys. Ziplining in your business is composed of the 8 things that she went through. You take that, you couple that with what you guys learned last week about streamlining. How do you learn the basics and then streamline your business to, like, how do you be? How do you be in your business? Like, how do you make it authentic to you? How do you grow through the struggles? How do you continue being sustainable, and how do you maintain it? And I mean, everything. You got to listen to this call again. But more importantly than listening to this call again, you have to identify one of the 8 things that she gave to you, gold nugget that she gave to you, and put it into action today. Like, I don't care which one you pick, because as she explained, everybody is in this business, different places, different parts, different areas. So pick one. Pick one, you guys, of the golden nuggets that she left at your feet, and take action on that one golden nugget. So we've got about 4 or 5 minutes. Does anybody have any questions for Fuji before we call the team call tonight? Fuji, that was amazing.
Thanks.
Seriously.
Hello.
Yeah, go for it.
This is Sally.
Hey, Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Hi. Hey, Jen. Thanks so much for that call. It was amazing. I heard most of it, but I had to get off somewhere in the middle, so I will definitely be listening to the recording. And I've got a few of my coaches are on as well, and I know that this totally hit home for them. I know for sure. And so thank you. Totally appreciate your time.
Oh, thanks, Sally.
So does anybody have any questions for Jen about how she got to 4-star in like 0 to 5 minutes? Go for it, Bill.
Hi, Billy.
Hey, what's up, Jen? That was really a phenomenal call. It really was. Well spoken, very straight to the point, but very thorough. So, yeah, really. What does your husband do in the business?
My husband, when I come in the door, he says, "Hi, Lovey. Am I at 4-star yet? Have I gotten to Success Club? Did you follow up today with that lead you got from me last week?" That's what my husband does. My husband is an amazing cheerleader. He supports me while I do calls, and he makes dinner, but he is not involved in my business at all. But he understands my business. He sits and talks and strategizes with me, and that is a huge help. But he doesn't even know how to log in. Okay. If I said, "Honey, go log in," he'd be like, "What?"
What?
Yeah, but he's a huge support, and I appreciate it. He's super supportive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
You know, I gave you guys a lot of, there's a lot in here, and I wanted to say one thing. Wherever you are, take your first step. You know, I train athletes, and we train first step quickness all the time. And they come to me, and it's like, if you're so grounded in your first step from your core, going back to that skin, that first step, you can go forward, you can go side, you can go back, you can go up in the air, you can turn around. And that first step quickness is no different from an athlete than it is in our business. So don't let the enormity of what you don't do right now get in your way of taking whatever your first step is. Just take a step. And if you're currently paralyzed by analyzing, just take a step. Jump off the top of the building, people, and let your wings fly.
Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, we're going to end on that note. Again, multi-star level coach, Jennifer Fuji, just thank you so much for your time today, for your content, and for the heart that you put into preparing for our call.
Thank you.
Guys, go out and have an amazing week. Be bold and live courageously. Talk to you guys soon.